Trump Does the Unthinkable by Liz Crokin. As an entertainment journalist, I've had the opportunity to cover Trump for over a decade, and in all my years covering him, I've never heard anything negative about the man until he announced he was running for president. Keep in mind, I got paid a lot of money to dig up dirt on celebrities like Trump for a living, so a scandalous story on the famous billionaire could have potentially sold a lot of magazines and would have been a huge feather in my cap. Instead, I found that he doesn't drink alcohol or do drugs. He's a hard-working businessman. On top of that, he's one of the most generous celebrities in the world, with a heart filled with more gold than his 100 million New York penthouse. Since the media has failed so miserably at reporting the truth about Trump, I decided to put together some of the acts of kindness he's committed over 3 decades, which has gone virtually unnoticed or fallen on deaf ears. In 1986, Trump prevented the foreclosure of Annabelle Hill's family farm after her husband committed suicide. Trump personally phoned down to the auction to stop the sale of her home and offered the widow money. Trump decided to take action after he saw Hill's pleas for help in news reports. In 1988, a commercial airline refused to fly Andrew Tan, a Sikh Orthodox Jewish child with a rare illness, across the country to get medical care because he had to travel with an elaborate life support system. His grief-stricken parents contacted Trump for help, and he didn't hesitate to send his own plane to take the child from Los Angeles to New York so he could get his treatment. In 1991, 200 Marines who served in Operation Desert Storm spent time at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina before they were scheduled to return home to their families. However, the Marines were told that a mistake had been made and an aircraft would not be able to take them home on the scheduled departure date. When Trump got wind of this, he sent his plane to make 2 trips from North Carolina to Miami to safely return the Gulf War Marines to their loved ones. In 1995, a motorist stopped to help Trump after the limo he was traveling in got a flat tire. Trump asked the Good Samaritan how he could repay him for his help. All the man asked for was a bouquet of flowers for his wife. A few weeks later, Trump sent the flowers with a note that read, "We've paid off your mortgage." In 1996, Trump filed a lawsuit against the city of Palm Beach, Florida, accusing the town of discriminating against his Mar-a-Lago resort club because it allowed Jews and blacks. Abraham Foxman, who was the Anti-Defamation League director at the time, said Trump put the light on Palm Beach, not on the beauty and the glitter, but on its seamier side of discrimination. Foxman also noted that Trump's charge had a trickle-down effect because other clubs followed his lead and began admitting Jews and blacks. In 2000, 𝗵𝗵𝗁 featured a little girl named Megan who struggled with brittle bone disease on his show, and Trump happened to be watching. Trump said the little girl's story and positive attitude touched his heart, so he contacted Maury and gifted the little girl and her family with a very generous check. In 2008, after Jennifer Hudson's family members were tragically murdered in Chicago, Trump put the Oscar-winning actress and her family up at his Windy City hotel for free. In addition to that, Trump's security took extra measures to ensure Hudson and her family members were safe during such a difficult time. In 2013, New York bus driver Darnell Barton spotted a woman close to the edge of a bridge staring at the traffic below as he drove by. He stopped the bus, got out and put his arm around the woman and saved her life by convincing her not to jump. When Trump heard about their story, he sent the hero bus driver a check simply because he believed his good deed deserved to be rewarded. In 2014, Trump gave $25,000 to Sergeant Andrew 𝗵𝗵𝗁 after he spent 7 months in a Mexican jail for accidentally crossing the US-Mexico border. President Barack Obama couldn't even be bothered to make one phone call to assist with the United States Marines' release. However, Trump opened his pocketbook to help the serviceman get back on his feet. In 2016, Melissa Conzen Young attended a Trump rally and tearfully thanked Trump for changing her life. She said she proudly stood on stage with Trump as Miss Wisconsin USA in 2005. However, years later, she found herself struggling with an incurable illness, and during her darkest days, she explained that she received a handwritten letter from Trump telling her she's the bravest woman I know. She said the opportunities that she got from Trump and his organizations ultimately provided her Mexican-American son with the full ride to college. Lynn Patton, a black female executive for the Trump Organization, released a statement in 2016 defending her boss against accusations that he's a racist and a bigot. She tearfully revealed how she's struggled with substance abuse and addiction for years. Instead of kicking her to the curb, she said that the Trump Organization and his entire family loyally stood by her through immensely difficult times. Donald Trump's kindness knows no bounds, and his generosity has and continues to touch the lives of people from every race, sex, and religion. When Trump sees someone in need, he wants to help. 2 decades ago, Oprah asked Trump in a TV interview if he'd ever run for president. He said, "If it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country." That day has come. Trump sees that America is in need and he wants to help. How unthinkable. On the other hand, have you ever heard of Hillary or Obama ever doing such things with their own resources? Now that's really unthinkable. Might be worth passing on. Just shows how we hired the right guy. If Hollywood, the liberals, and the media ever stop harassing him, Trump will have time to do many more positive things for our country, the good old United States of America. P.S. To those who are already fact-checking, don't bother. Already did it, and all the stories are true. The liberal, progressive socialists want to destroy this guy. The same mindset crucified Jesus.